This is part 3 in our mini-series exploring race relations in America. In the first 2 parts, I asked 2 questions. 1, if America is so racist against non-white Americans, why doesn't the white majority simply silence the non-white minorities? And 2, if America is so racist against non-white people, why are non-white people striving desperately from all around the world to come to these shores? The answer to those 2 simple questions is simple. America is not racist, and that is at least one reason why the white majority simply acquiesced to non-white demands for a seat at the table, and why non-white people from around the world struggle to get here. In the second video, we concluded with a very provocative assertion. Here it is. Quote, non-white people around the world understand a simple truth. America is the least racist nation in the world today by quite a bit. They know also another important thing. Today, at least, there is no status more privileged, no designation more coveted, no title more desired than non-white American. Now I'd like to address that assertion a bit more. First off, it's a true thing. One can observe it easily. The next thing is, it's not necessarily all that bad a thing. Now don't go getting all oversensitive on me, either on the right or the left. For you lefties, I'm about to make an analogy that you paranoid types will find offensive. Don't be offended, because actually nothing should ever offend you, not if you have any maturity whatsoever. Anyway, here's the analogy. You know when you're toddling about in your home early in the morning, wiping the sleep from your eyes, and you accidentally step on your dog's tail. The dog lets out a yelp, and you, correctly, feel awful. You set about from that very moment to do all you can to make it up to your puppy. You apologize loudly and profusely, you go to her and hug her, and kiss her and praise her and tell her you love her, and give her treats, and you do all you can to make up for your misstep. You do this for a time, until you finally decide that, okay, she's over it, and it's time to get on with the normal day's activities. Let's call this the atonement period, the time you try to make up for the wrong you did, and then some. It's roughly that way with white Americans and how they treated non-white Americans, particularly black Americans, over the years. White Americans, when they examined their behavior over the decades, decided they needed to do some serious atonement. So they did, and they way more than atoned in today's America for the wrongs done in yesterday's and long ago's America. Way more. But it's now way past time for America to get out of that atonement period and to get on with the normal activities of a nation that is trying to be the best it can be for its own citizens and for the peoples of the world. Racism as an obstacle to the advancement and the prosperity of non-white Americans simply doesn't exist. It hasn't for half a century or more. Oh, there are pockets of it, but the very moment they rear their head, America as a whole stomps them back down. We need as a nation to stop the pretense that racism is everywhere and insist that all Americans get on with seizing the opportunity that's freely available to everyone, and especially stop whining about imaginary evils.